Hello friends, this is Dr. Sitesh Roy, your super specialist in immunology, allergy and asthma, coming to you with this special on report negative but COVID positive. Yes friends, with the cases in India crossing 2.5 lakhs, couple of days in a row now, we clearly have a huge problem in this second wave of SARS-CoV-2 infections, where people are coming down with mild, moderate and severe infections with about the same percentages, 80 to 85% mild, 10 to 15% moderate, and the last 5% being very severe, requiring hospitalization and clearly overwhelming our healthcare system. Within this, the test that is done to confirm a COVID-19 infection is the most important step in diagnosis. And what ends up happening is very often the tests that are done come negative, but the person has quite a few symptoms that may be indicative of COVID-19. Why is this happening and what needs to be done about it? So friends, there are several test factors, there are several viral factors, and there are several human factors. Let's talk about the tests first. There are two tests, the rapid antigen test, which report within 15 to 20 minutes, and the RT-PCR test, which reports in 1, 2 or 3 days depending on the load that the lab is facing. In both of these tests, a swab has to be collected from the nasopharynx. Remember, not from the nose, from the nasopharynx, and it has to be processed in the right way. Now, if the swab is not collected correctly, which means that the swab has to go all the way to the back of the nose, almost to the back of the throat, where it faces resistance, rotated 3 or 4 times and then removed out with enough of the secretions in the nasopharynx to detect the viral particles and RNA. Now, if the sample is collected by just putting it up the nose where it faces resistance with 1 or 2 turns, obviously it's not going to pick up enough secretions to really find the virus in it, and the report will come negative. So one is called sampling error. The second is processing error. If the sample is not processed in a timely manner, stored in a timely manner, then it could miss a positive report. The third possibility that comes up is the timing when the test is done. So generally the high viral loads are seen within the first 3 or 4 days of onset of symptoms. And if in that time frame a rapid antigen test is done, then it may come positive. But if a rapid antigen test is done on day 6 or 7 or 8, it may easily miss the infection because the viral loads have already declined. The RT-PCR, on the other hand, tends to be positive sometimes even a day before onset of symptoms and continues to be positive for up to a week, 10 days or even longer. But we have to remember that for both of these tests, the sensitivity, which means the chance of picking up an infection when it's actually there, for the rapid antigen test, it's somewhere around 50 to 60%, which means 40 to 50% cases can be missed. And hence the general recommendation, even by the Indian guidelines, is that if you have a negative antigen test, but you have a high suspicion of infection, you should go in for the RT-PCR test and not just be complacent that you don't have an infection. Similarly, for the RT-PCR, the sensitivity is somewhere around 70%, not the 90 to 95% like it should be, and the way the WHO and the other guidelines recommend. And that also means that despite having a COVID infection, a person's report may come negative 25 to 30% of the times. What does this imply for all of us? What it means is, if someone has a fever, even if for a day or two, then has a sore throat or a nasal congestion or a scratchy throat or fatigue, body pain, headache, nausea, abdominal pain, anything that would be like a viral syndrome, that person should, despite having a negative report, quarantine themselves, wear a mask if they're going to be around near and dear ones, and make sure that they take ultimate precautions for at least 10 to 14 days after the onset of such symptoms. Because even if it's a common influenza, you don't want to spread it to your family, friends and other people, because most of the spread in India right now is cluster spreading within families, one family member getting it and then others getting it. Because remember, the new viral mutants, the single mutant, double mutants, the UK variant, the Indian variants, all of them are highly transmissible, and young people are getting it with minimal symptoms and then transferring it to the senior citizens and other family members. So friends, I think the main message here is ultimate precautions. We are going to need to keep our masks on. We're going to need to do our hand washing, hand sanitizing. We're going to need to maintain physical distance, follow respiratory etiquette while coughing or any of these other things. And most importantly, if we have any viral symptoms, we should take ultimate precaution, get tested at the earliest possible time, and even if it's negative, if the symptoms persist, we should protect ourselves and our family members, workplace colleagues and others from that, and not just freely roam around and spread the infection to others in case we do have the SARS-CoV-2 virus in us. So with that, friends, take care, eat well, rest well, exercise, get fresh air, sunlight, get good night's sleep, be immune, stay healthy. God bless us all.